Red, good? Good. We're 6 minutes behind. All of our diehard fans are waiting. Waiting to see me and Phil. Well, they probably forgot about you, though, Phil, since you were here last week.
The people?
Yeah.
All right.
90% of them hate me. And
98%?
Probably.
Wow.
I really like them, Chris.
I'm going to make sure everything's good here. Second Banana Media.
Join us now.
How's the audio sound? Oh, turn the audio. Oh, turn the audio. Sounds good. T-Fred. Good to see you, T-Fred. Or see your name, your picture. Let's go down a little bit so I can be in the picture. Get too close.
Sat down like this, what happens? Your light doesn't come on?
Yeah.
Red.
Notifications come
All
on.
right. Having to use the data instead of
You may
the
change your life anymore, Phil.
hard internet. Man,
That's changed my life a few times.
you know, one of the important things that we do is stream live in the internet. I mean, you spend.
Well, you spend a lot of money on the internets we have down here. It's not working.
Did you use the internet today? Was there any streaming interruptions?
There wasn't.
Yeah.
But no
I don't
problems
know.
earlier.
Okay. Well, it's working now, so that's the most important thing. Everyone, you guys going to monitor Facebook comments?
Yes.
I know Phil knows how to get there.
About 12 hours a day.
I didn't go that far either. That's
I was just kidding. I mean, is it true?
estimating.
I mean,
Palpitations.
All right. We got a good show. We're going to get started. You guys ready?
Yep.
what are we doing? Oh, Mike?
Tomorrow night.
Oh.
Open mic. Tomorrow night.
Still got something for Ronnie tomorrow night.
Hello and welcome everybody inside the High School Huddle alongside Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. It is the High School Huddle, week 2 of the high school football season. Glad to spend this Wednesday night with you as we get set for Thursday and Friday night football. Now college football is here on Saturdays. NFL starts actually on Thursday tomorrow, but the full slate games on Sunday. So officially football season. I think we're this is the last day. Like we're 1 day away from this, 2 days away from this. I think after tomorrow, we're full blown football.
You guys still watching? You still watching NFL?
Yeah, I still watch.
Chris?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a great week. Getting
See,
all of them back.
Phil's-
besides football.
Apparently,
NFL.
Phil says he doesn't watch football, but he knows more
knows
NFL
more about it than
football
I
than
do.
any of us combined.
But I don't watch the games. I go to the internets.
YouTube's. Yeah,
No, I don't know. I go and
There's a big
you can
difference.
get box scores. You can get all the stats. You can get all the stuff.
Yeah.
How do you know he made that
Just
great
watch
play?
it, Phil. I mean,
People talk.
people talk.
We can see it on ESPN. You can see the highlights.
Just watch.
So
it,
what's the
Phil.
difference? Yeah.
Just
what's the
watch it.
difference?
There's no difference. What you're doing.
Okay, I'll watch it, but I'm never wearing Nike. I'm still out on Nike.
Okay, that's fine.
Is that fair?
I'm with you on that.
How about Generations Church?
Oh, I love Jimmy some Generation Church.
Title sponsor of the High School Huddle, and we appreciate Josh and all the great congregation out there at 2524 West Noble Avenue in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Reach them on their Facebook page if you need any, reach out for anything that you might need. So appreciate everyone checking us out. Second Banana Media YouTube, also Guthrie News page. But be sure to go to the High School Huddle on Facebook. We're going to be streaming there here fairly soon. And, of course, we're always streaming live here on Second Banana Media, the new home of the High School Huddle. Got a great week of high school football games last week. The games are awesome this week.
Yeah.
And I was having a hard time we have our predictions for the top 10, and I was struggling to put in and out. There's some in there that I was like, it's really not a top 10, but it's worth talking about. But that comes up a little bit later on the show. We're going to talk a little bit about the games last week. There were some good ones. Not a whole lot of upsets last week, but it's good high school football and some news off the gridiron. We always like to talk stuff in this first segment, not necessarily about games or players. We'll definitely do that here in a little bit. But Muskogee opened up their brand new facility.
$30 million?
$30 million.
$30 million facility that passed by. It was a bond.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now,
The Indian Bowl no longer. That was like a.
but that thing was built by the Indians back in the late 1800s, wasn't it?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Phil.
Very old.
It was a 6,500 seat WPA project completed in 1939 at a cost of $100,000.
What does that convert to today?
Well, today apparently $30 million. Yeah, the Rutgers new stadium, which doesn't have a cost or doesn't have a name yet, cost $7,500, is part of the $30 million athletics projects and includes an adjoining field house, which is still under construction, expected to be completed in November. So, $12 million stadium, part of the $30 million package. So,
well, you got HVAC, you got technology, you got all this plumbing, concessions, everything, press box, especially.
Turf.
A lot of things that
lighting.
It's not just football, right? I would imagine they got the LEDs.
Yep.
So,
New stadium for.
What do you guys think about that?
I think it's awesome.
Public schools spending $30 million. I know it's a bond issue.
Yeah, people approved it.
No, I know, but there's a lot of needs in schools.
Well, there are a lot of needs, but football. I mean, teams tend to make some money. I mean, look at Oklahoma or the other high colleges. They make most of their money from athletics. So something they're trying to push. I mean, have a facility like that will attract in this day and age of the move-ins. You possibly get the better chance at coachings and stuff like that. So you can build your team up with the brand new facilities.
The real thing it attracts is visitors coming to play college football in the state. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a bit. But congratulations, Muskogee. I've seen some video of it.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, real nice. So. Good job there.
Anadarko just got new turf on. They got to put on their new turf last week. How cool is that?
Yeah,
little Anadarko.
And backpedal Muskogee 2-0. That hasn't happened while Travis Hill. Leading the Roughers to a 2-0 start. So
Travis can coach football.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Prague got a new football turf. It looks really sharp with the big old red devil in the middle. It looks good.
2-0 as well. Prague 2-0.
Are they 2-0? I knew they won last week.
Yeah, they're 2-0.
So the question is should all high school fields go to turf?
No.
Or there's some that this grass is just where it should be at, right?
I will throw an absolute 6-year-old fit if they ever put turf at Gelsman Stadium.
Yeah. Well, you really can't because of the football field and the baseball field connected to it. So
yeah, you can turf the infield.
You can turf the infield,
but not the
outfield. But I don't think that would ever happen.
And I just don't think it would look right.
It wouldn't look good. No.
I mean, that's the big.
It does. Those turf fields do save a lot of maintenance.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Now you have to replace them.
Lots of hours.
10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State Cowboys just got a brand new turf, and
it's
best
nice.
college football team in Oklahoma right now. Ronnie.
So back to grass versus turf. If we'll talk about OU and OSU for this one, just because you can kind of compare. OU baseball team, they have the turf, right? It looks pretty decent. But if you go to Oklahoma State at Orion or whatever it is, they got their grass is absolutely beautiful. I walked in there this past season. I said, "Oh my God, is that turf?" And the guy I was with was like,
"That's
no,
what they major in.
That's grass. It is. It is. Grass is always going to look better, in my opinion. Again, you're going to save thousands of man hours a year on that, and you can facilitate that work somewhere else. But
had a quarterback in the state of Oklahoma get an offer, Ronnie.
Reed DeQuazy received an offer from UCO today. I mean, UCO is a big time program. Got the visitor side. Finished over there, so it looks really good.
And then the end zone's completed.
End zone's completed, yeah.
Where does Mr. DeQuazy play?
He plays at Carl Albert.
There you go.
Carl Albert Titan. UCO opens up their home portion of their schedule Thursday night inside Cheddarson. So the brand new stadium there, of course, that's the home of state championship football games here in the state of Oklahoma. But, man, I was telling you guys off the air, if you're good, obviously you want to go to OU, OSU, Tulsa. But man, if you're these guys that go D2, I mean, UCO, they have it going right now. They haven't really won a whole lot lately. And they got a new coach this year. Maybe they'll get him going. But
he's won everywhere he's been.
Yes. Facility-wise, man.
Well, that's why he came, right? The facilities, right?
Well, and, listen, if you're not a D1 kid, there's a lot of great football played in Division II.
Yep.
Division III. I mean, there's a lot of great football with a lot of great football players. And to Chris's point, boy, I tell you, there's a lot worse places to be than Edmond, Oklahoma, on the campus of University of Central Oklahoma. Facilities are amazing.
Yeah, the academic buildings are nice.
You have everything about it.
Every restaurant, every little retail store,
everything's right there
in Edmond. And the traffic can be a little
traffic around there is a little
times.
tough. But
Yeah. But
or if you want, you go to Southeastern Oklahoma State University. My alumni. It's a good place to play. Had some
in the Durants
in the Durant, Oklahoma. Yeah, it's a good place to go.
Yeah.
Here in a little bit, we will have our rankings in our show, and Tulsa Union will be up there, but they might not even be the best team in the facility right now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll know after Saturday. They might be. Slow down there a little bit.
Kent State University in town, taking in the Union Stadium, the Red Hawk Stadium, and it was cost effective, I guess, to not fly home and do, especially with online courses now.
Yeah, they played at University of Washington last week, and so instead of going back home and then flying back to Oklahoma, they said, let's stop in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and save money, and we'll do our online class. And I wonder if they're doing a little scrimmaging. I doubt it, but it'd be kind of cool. But that kind of facility. They got a Union. It's if you've never seen it, it's a sight to see. And it's absolutely amazing.
$37 million paint job last year.
Yeah, it's they probably have a nicer facility than Kent State. To be honest with you.
Guaranteed. I guarantee you.
I think these kids are loving it right now.
Yeah, it's nice. That is cool though. It's cool for the folks at Union, and I mean that's a neat thing.
Yeah,
it really
absolutely.
is.
We have a few minutes in this segment. I kind of touch base. I don't know how deep we want to go in this, but just growing up outside of Oklahoma City, I really never thought of this just because I live in a town that doesn't. But anyway, we always hear about the transfer in college, in the portal and all that good stuff. And obviously high school kids across the state of Oklahoma, juniors, freshmen, sophomore, junior, seniors, working to get that college offer. You always hear about the college offers. But the more and more I've learned the last couple of years, the junior high circuit is a big circuit for some of these programs out there. And, when you have, there's 3 Edmonds and when you get into Tulsa, there's Jinx, Union, they're all right, Owasso, they're all kind of in that general area. But apparently, and I guess I was naive or didn't know, I don't know what it is, but junior high, of course, when you go to your high school, when you establish what school you go to, you're at that school. After that, it takes you moving in or being accepted as a transfer. But apparently the big thing in the junior high level is to talk to kids in junior high and persuade them to go to that high school. And so they're recruiting 7th and 8th graders to work. And then you have these coaches who coach them all these years, and then if you can get a school that get with that guy who's been coaching these for years and persuade them to go to your school, I knew about it, but it's really wow. I think
become big time now.
It's coming a different level.
So they have school choice.
Yeah.
I mean,
before you go into that, before you enter the freshman, you have the choice.
You can establish your eligibility your freshman year, and then after that, you have to.
And they're doing it for athletic reasons.
Yes,
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Well, I think it's a sign of the times.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean, there used to be. I grew up. I mean, our big rival was a town called Fredonia, and there's zero chance of me at any point going to become a Fredonia Yellow Jacket. Zero chance.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's used to be small towns. It meant something.
Yep.
And it doesn't anymore. With the open transfer rules and the things you can do now, it allows, in my opinion, many times misguided parents to make decisions based on what they think their child can do athletically.
Yeah.
And listen, that's a family decision.
Yeah.
It's nobody else's decision. But I just know I think it's a bad look, and I think it's bad for high school sports.
Recruiting junior high kids.
Yeah.
It's silly.
Yeah.
When you say it out loud, it's like, what, really?
Well, and you hear stories about then those junior high
The
kids.
kids just want to play.
Then you hear stories about those junior high kids going and trying to recruit their teammates to go with them.
Yeah.
And that's just classless.
Yeah.
It's just classless. There's no other way to put
And
it.
it's different from, and I'm just bringing up towns. I'm not saying they do anything, but kids in Altus, Miami, Durant,
Yep.
Alva, Weatherford. I mean, they grow up in that community, so they're there. But now it doesn't mean someone can't move. And it's not just football either. It's all sports.
That's
but,
the one everybody really notices.
yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Football and basketball.
Well, I mean,
basketball,
you can. It's not just high school, junior high, obviously in college, but I give kudos to the announcers on the games. If you listen to the LSU game there tonight, it's every time they announce a player, a transfer from here. They talk another player, transfer from here. So everybody's a transfer at every single level, college, high school, junior high. I mean, everything's it's crazy.
And who really loses with the portal and the transfers are seniors coming out. Those scholarships that would have went to those high school kids are going to these transfer kids.
Well, you had a football player, a defensive player that went in the portal. No one picked him up.
Now he's out.
Well, he had to walk on at OU.
Lost
and
his
he played.
scholarship.
Lost his scholarship, had to walk on. Now he's probably will work hard and get it back, hopefully.
Yeah.
But that's you always hear about they transfer. Well, some of those guys don't get picked up.
Yeah.
If you're that borderline guy, you got to weigh that option. You got to make sure you're wanted.
Well, we talk about being self-aware, and I think that's true whether you're talking about junior high kids or high school or college or whatever. It's good to understand who you really are, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and you can be a big old, big fish in a little pond. You go to a bigger pond, you might find out you're a guppy.
Right.
And I think that hurts the kids a lot of times. So, but it's like everything else. There's so much changing.
It would be weird. The buddies I grew up with, I'm still friends with this day.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine leaving my buddies and going to some, I don't know, an hour away.
Yeah.
And
Going to Carl Albert. If you're a Guthrie, go to Carl Albert.
Yeah. No chance.
There's zero chance.
And that's what made it. That's what made it fun. Again, my biggest rivals was Carl Albert and Shawnee, and likes like Bryce Columbus, Breck Draper, those guys that we competed against. I mean, that's what made it fun. That's made it what it was. I would never leave my hometown where I grew up in that I love so much to go play with those guys.
Oh.
I wanted to beat them every single time we played them.
Listen, it drives me crazy, and this is going to really show my age when I see kids from, we'll say Guthrie where we live, and with my kids, I'd say, who are you texting? They'd tell me, I said, doesn't that kid play at Deer Creek? Yeah. You guys are friends? Yeah. Go to your room. And again, it's changing times with social media and everything.
It's
we all
that
get
way
that,
in the NBA.
Yeah.
And it's on all levels of that. So, very, very interesting. I hear whispers every now and then, but I guess recruiting junior high kids is a thing.
It's a real deal.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
deal.
And it might not necessarily be a coach, maybe it is, but it's hey.
Well, we've seen it. We've seen it not just in football, where certain schools at sporting events, coaches would approach athletes and say, "Hey, we got a spot for you over here. We got a spot for you." I'm going, do you want to get hit in the face? I mean, you're like, what are you doing? Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
It's just amazing how like a high school of 300 kids are like in a state basketball tournament every single year.
Every year.
State championship.
Yep.
State champion is.
That's not an accident.
We're not breaking any news here.
No. It's just an interesting topic.
Interesting topic conversation. So with that, let's take a time out here on our opening segment here on the High School Huddle. Come back. We'll take a look at some of the games last week. Coming up, we'll have our rankings, top 5 rankings. Phil thinks my number 1 team in 6A1 has been dethroned.
Oh, it has been.
We'll see if that's true.
I'm not thinking. It's factual.
There are some big-time games. We'll have our predictions. We got a new graphic we're going to show off here in a little bit. Yeah. And we're going to take our opening timeout. This is the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin, that's where the golden tenders come from, marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Generations Church, 2524 West Noble. Phone number 405-282-6848. You know you're big time if you live in the Guthrie area and have a 282 number.
Oh, boy.
That is the old school, man.
That's the
Big
OG.
time.
That's OG.
What do you got? You don't have a home number.
Don't have one anymore. GenerationsGuthrie.com. Generations Church, proud sponsor, title sponsor of the High School Huddle.
No 260 no more?
Nope.
Wow.
Gone. Gone.
All gone.
Hey, let's dive into some of the big games last week. 6A1. You know, Jinx got by Santa Fe, get past Owasso this past week, 14-7. Here's the thing I did not know until looking at it today. Jinx, 9 starters out with injuries for the Owasso game.
Wow.
And we always talk about, including 4 of those 5 are linemen.
Oh, wow.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal in 6A1.
Santa Fe and Owasso. And this week it's Jinx and Union. We'll pick that game here in a minute. But so you had 9 starters out. I think that's with injuries. Jaden Carroll, the running back, was out, serving his first of 2 suspensions. The kid that we had talked about last week.
Had a lot to say.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
But we always talk about Shaker moving out of Jinx.
Yeah.
Jinx also lost an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman to Union. And they lost one of the running backs / linebackers to Bixby. Now,
what a world we're living in where people are leaving Jinx to go to other schools. The biggest powerhouse in Oklahoma history.
They are
leaving.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
Two-time defending 6A state champions.
Yep. And still getting the victories, 2-0.
That says a lot about that program.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Coach Riggs still getting them going, motivated.
Yeah.
Now, with all that said, there's probably not a lot of high school fans out there that feel sorry for Jinx.
No.
You
won't get that. Yeah.
Bixby, it never hit me until Ronnie said it last week on the show that what happens if Bixby gets beat by a team outside of Oklahoma?
Yeah, that scared all of us.
To run the streak.
That scared all of us.
Didn't happen. Big win, 59-0 for Bixby.
It was a nail biter pregame.
59-0.
Yeah, and there could have been more because you could see they pulled. You go back and look at they pulled their studs out, pretty early in the second half.
59-0. Union beats Broken Arrow 28-7. Some of the 6A2 scores.
Good Choctaw win over Edmond Santa Fe.
Yeah, that was a big one for them. 37-20 there.
Good bounce back victory for Choctaw.
Yep. Muskogee, we mentioned earlier, they're 2-0.
Yep.
As is the Putnam City West Patriots.
Come on,
let's go.
They'll be favored in one more game, so they can get 3 wins. And we're talking about a program that hadn't won hardly any games in the last couple of years combined.
They've got a new coaching staff in town.
Yep.
And they're going to get her done, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of good football coaches there.
Deer Creek over Ed Memorial, 39-14. 5A football. Noble. This was an interesting. Noble beat Blanchard.
Yeah.
Yep.
34-27. And we got Noble plays Tuttle this week. So we'll be picking that game here a little bit.
game here a little bit,
yeah. That was always a good one. Coweta. Now, beat Carl Albert 44-14, and then they got to go on the road to Wagner and win it in a Phil Nichols ball game, 9-7.
Best kind of football.
9-7. Coweta, Parker Stevens, game-winning field goal from 38 yards out with 1:28 left as Coweta takes down Wagner 9-7. 3,000 people in the stands. They call it the Highway 51 teams. And that's 2 years in a row Coweta has beaten Wagner. Before that, Wagner had won 8 in a row. Yeah. So Coweta, we'll see where they move up in the rankings. But I think I have number 3 last week. But Coweta proving beat Carl Albert and then beat a good Wagner team on the road.
Yeah, Wagner, obviously, if you beat Carl Albert and Wagner back-to-back weeks, you got something going on. Now, in fairness, Carl Albert lost their starting quarterback, DeQuazy, you talked about earlier in the game with an injury. But, not taking anything away from him, but that's a big hit.
Well, yeah, they still got a stud running back and an Iowa State defensive end who plays for them. So Carl Albert's not by any means.
No, they're not done.
Not done at all. But just think about, how good is that defense at Wagner? Right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so good.
Coweta scores a bunch on Carl Albert with the great defense that they have, and Wagner holds them to 9 points and
6 points for a majority.
6 points for most of the game, and then so Wagner's a real deal over there.
A lot of good football played in Wagner.
I mentioned Union
for years.
Yeah. Backpedal just a touch. Mentioned Union beating Broken Arrow. Union did not allow a first down to about 8 minutes left in the second quarter. So they are playing really, really good football right now. They got jinxed this week. We'll talk about that one here in a little bit. Also, one more I forgot to. I guess it's still a 5A, 6A game here. Dell City takes down Booker T. Washington 27-6. Booker T. now 0-2 on the year.
Yeah, Dell City's loaded. I know we're going to talk about them when we get to 5A, but that was a good old fashioned.
Yep, it was.
Butt whippings,
yeah.
What that was.
Booker T had 2 special team turnovers in the first quarter. I think it was 13-0, and then ended up being 20-0 at the half, and then on their way to we'll talk about the rankings here a little bit, but Dell City, we all agree if they were playing 6A1 might be in the top 5. Mm-hmm. If they're 6A2, they might be the number 1 team.
Yep. I think they would be
there's no doubt, yeah. It might, not
to give anything away in the 5A rankings, but
there's a sleeper in 5A.
Yeah. But we'll see if they can maintain. And of course, they got they'll play Coweta in 5A3, and they'll play McAllister in 5A3.
5A3 is good.
Yeah,
5A3 is good.
It gives 5A2 a little comp this year
for the first time in decades.
Years.
Yeah,
no doubt.
So
you had Midwest City and Carl Albert as well. We talked about that one yet?
We have not.
No. Yeah, Midwest City, Carl Albert. Midwest City up at the half on that, 19-14. But then Carl Albert doing Carl Albert things, come back and winning that game. Xavier Robinson, 31 carries, 264 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a career.
Yeah.
That's a great game, right? And
yeah, it really is.
His interview with the newspaper afterwards was pretty good. He goes, I'm not trying to be bragging or anything, but they couldn't stop me. I just love that kind of interview. So good. But yeah, had a huge game for Carl Albert, and Carl Albert came back from, being down at half and kind of won that game a little handily there.
This is weird. My son Michael and I were talking about Carl Albert and the fact the week before when they got just thrashed by Coweta, but
44-14.
But he said, how many times has Carl Albert went undefeated? And I said, well, funny you asked that. Until this last run, had never been undefeated.
Never until the last one,
But I said, they won a lot of state championship games with 3 losses, 4 losses, 2 losses. Mm-hmm. They've won a couple of state, I think, with a 5-loss year.
Yeah, one year they did.
They won. So it's early. So just so everybody knows, don't count Carl Albert out in 5A just yet.
No, and that's exactly right, because I was going to mention this anyway. Reed DeQuazy is out, obviously, for 6 to 8 weeks or whatever it may be. But, again, if Carl Albert, if they can stay close, play hard, win these types of games that they won last week, just think what happens with the confidence that the team and the mojo they're going to get when they get their quarterback back. They're going to be somebody that you're going to have to deal with in the playoffs that you don't want to, right?
Well, and the DeQuazy kid, he's a baller.
He's a good player.
No, he's a football player.
Are they good enough to be back in my top 5 though?
That's my question.
I kicked them out last week, Phil.
I kicked them out of mine.
But you don't like having them out of the top 5.
No,
it feels weird.
It
feels like you're doing something wrong.
Right.
Yeah, so, they were out of my top 5, and
yeah.
Somebody made it back into my top 5 this week. I don't know who it was, but
speaking of good running backs, Grove takes down Miami 41-14. Emmanuel Crawford. I haven't got to see him play yet. Does Grove stream their football games? I need to find that out, but I've heard a lot about Emmanuel Crawford. He had 4 touchdowns for the Ridge Runners as they win that ball game. McGinnis continues to roll. They're playing so good right now.
Really good.
I mean, they took it to Clinton 46-14. It's not like McClinton, state champion.
Clinton.
Yeah, big-time powerhouse there.
But River Warren, quarterback we saw last year, sophomore, we saw him with our own eyes, and he played really, really well. His receivers dropped a lot of footballs tonight. We saw him 17 of 25, 236, and 6 touchdowns against Clinton.
Yeah, no, it's just stupid night, and you just don't expect to see that ever. I mean, McGinnis is. If you're a McGinnis fan, you're sitting there grinning.
Yeah.
Because I think they're the kind of team.
You have a lot to be happy about.
I think they're the kind of team in 5A this year. There's always those teams that are sleepers. If you don't really follow it, because I think in 5A there's one team everybody's really looking at right now, athletically. But I tell you what, that McGinnis club, I mean, they're an extremely good football
And if you look at the Oklahoma City area media, McGinnis would be considered a sleeper. They're not a sleeper in my view.
Right.
I've had them ranked 2 in all my rankings so far this year, and I think they're the real deal. Yeah. But again, that bigger media that you see in Oklahoma City, that they have them a little bit lower ranked than what we have them.
Right. I agree.
I think if you're in the top 5, I don't think you're a sleeper.
No, what I'm saying is they're not. I shouldn't say sleeper. They're not who everybody's going to be talking about.
They're not the first or second team out of your mouth.
Yeah, I think when everybody sits there, everybody always says, "What about Carl Albert?
McAllister?
Boy, Dell City's so loaded." No, McAllister's got McCarty. I think there's other conversations that occur.
Yeah,
and and now they've got a great running back, or great really do it all in Taft, But I just, is it Taff or
Taffy?
Laffy Taffy. This has haunted us for 4 years.
I try to say Laffy.
It haunts you. You ask every week.
Well, it haunted Chris last year.
Well, for like a week, yes, and then we talked to T. Fred, and he helped us out.
I don't have the cognitive abilities.
I always say Laffy Taffy, thinking it would stick.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Now, don't say the Laffy part.
But Taffy is an amazing football player.
He's a good baller.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think he's a D1 kid. I think he's a really, really good Division II kid.
UCO kid?
Yeah, or good, good Division IIs in other
Texas.
But but he's a legitimate football player.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
You guys mentioned McAllister. They went over to Louisiana, played an 11 o'clock game on Saturday, won that ball game. They're 2-0 on the year. Eric McCarty, 2 touchdowns.
2 rushing touchdowns.
Played some offense.
Good for him.
Clean the bus afterwards.
Yeah, a lot of stuff on social media. Going through all the if you go through any of the Oklahoma fan forums, whatever, he was plastered all over that. Didn't know, nobody knew that he was there after the bus, cleaning up the trash afterwards. I mean, that's just what leaders do. And that's,
you talk to, we've got a good friend lives down in McAllister, And Chris talks about it. He's a really good kid too, and and those kind of behaviors show that.
Yeah,
if he wasn't a good kid, he wouldn't be doing that. Or if he was doing it, usually, if a kid that's that talented is usually doing that, it's because they did something wrong, and the coach is trying to make a point.
Yeah,
and that's not the case. He just took the time to pick up the bus or clean up the bus. That's a pretty big deal.
Noble, mentioned this earlier, took down Blanchard 34-27. Noble wide receiver Brandon Harper, we saw him last year in person. 14 catches, 215 yards. In the second half alone, 10 catches, 178 yards. And we saw he was pretty good last year.
Oh, yeah. No, he's a legit player.
Yeah, the quarterback at Noble, Colin Fisher there, left-hander, Arkansas baseball commit. I mean, he's the real deal. He can play, man.
He can spin it.
Longest rivalry in high school football, Phil?
Hominy. Stop.
He has a formula.
It's Baker Mayfield, Cleveland.
Yeah.
Hominy, Cleveland. I knew that.
How do you, what's your formula?
Hominy corn. This is how my brain works. Hominy is the disgusting thing that looks like corn.
Right. You don't want to get those confused.
Like when you've left corn out, like on the, when it swells up.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like that. And then Cleveland, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Well, he's not Cleveland no more.
It doesn't matter. It still works. Don't mess up my system.
Well, anyway, Hominy takes down Cleveland 51-14. Really wasn't much of a game in that one.
100th game, though. Pretty cool.
That is cool.
What's cool?
The 100th game.
Oh, yeah, 100.
That's cool.
Enid and Pocket City played their 98th game.
That was a good ball game, too.
It was.
Yeah, they battled.
It was. Class, some other games, 3A. How about Lincoln Christian? I mean, Jones, how good's Jones been over the years? Now, they're a little – Jones playing a good schedule, down a little bit.
They don't have that kid that's in Iowa right now.
Yeah, Carson May.
So.
Yeah.
Iowa football.
Ooh, that's an offensive juggernaut.
So bad.
What? They got 7 points.
2 field goals? No.
It was
two safeties
and a field goal.
2 safeties and a field goal. That's horrible.
But you're missing the point. They held the other guys to 3 points.
Yeah.
That's good football.
7-3. That is horrendous.
That's good football.
Anyway, Lincoln Christian wins their 5th straight over Jones going back to 2018. 422 yards of offense for the Lincoln Christian Bulldogs while holding Jones to 226 yards.
Pretty darn good.
Lincoln Christian, good uniforms. They're going to be
handful,
top 2, top 3 all season, and I would not be surprised to see them in the state championship again.
Not at all.
Here. So, am I missing anything else in 3A? I know
you had Heritage Hall versus Millwood, a good game, 35-28. And again, Heritage Hall was without their head coach, Brett Gilbert, and their star running back, River Faulkner, due to the suspensions of the semifinal games last year.
Oh, yep.
So.
Yep, and he's got one more.
One more, I believe.
River's got one more.
Yep. But yeah.
Think about how good Millwood would be because they had a couple kids transfer to McGinnis.
Yeah.
Taffy's one.
On
but I mean, this past year they had 1 or 2 more kids that transferred there.
And then they got the Oklahoma State commit that's there, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Always have athletes there.
Yeah.
So here we were a week ago bragging on Washington Warrior softball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got beat. Yeah. Sorry. Not too much to overcome the football team, though. As the Washington Warriors bumped up to go to 3A and take on Sulphur.
Good game. It about cost them too, didn't we?
Yeah, about cost them too. 27-25, Washington Sulphur. That'd been a fun game to watch.
Oh, yeah. There's something about these smaller communities. We got to experience it with our hometown a few years ago when we went over to Jones and played.
Yep.
It's just a different feel. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Kingfisher gets a victory over Weatherford. They get their first win of the year, 38-21 in that matchup. And speaking of Davis beat Pauls Valley, 28-14. 2A football real quick. We talked about it last week, Ronnie. Pawhuska and Cashion. And I think Pawhuska was able to get a little bit of frustration out over the last couple of years. Granted, it's still the regular season where Cashion has beaten Pawhuska the last couple of seasons in the playoffs. But Cashion jumped out to a 13-0 first quarter lead. And then Pawhuska scores 22 points in the second quarter en route to their win. But, last year, Cashion won 35-31, and the year before that was 7-6 in the playoffs. So Pawhuska gets a little bit of redemption.
So you got
down Cashion.
The 2-time state defending champions are 0-2 to start the season.
Cashion?
Mm-hmm.
Cashion
is 0-2.
They're 0-2.
You said there's 2 teams?
No, they're 0-2 to start the season.
I thought you said there was 2 teams.
Sorry,
No.
Cashin's
Cashin's
the defending state, 2 times defending state champs, 0-2. Do they have a chance to come back, or you think?
No. I think they'll end up having a decent year.
Yeah.
But,
Playoffs?
listen, it's still about Jimmy's and Joe's.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have the cats. I've always said if you want to win a state title, and I don't care what state you're in, you better have 2 or 3 cats that can go get it.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can have a really good football team with a lot of really good high school football players, and you're a quarterfinals team most years.
Yeah, it's
just how it is.
When you're the 2-time defending state champs there too, you go anything less than a gold ball in there, it will be bad because that's what I expect. But again, I mean, a 10-2 season is a good season.
Sure,
right?
Sure. Now, they play 2 really good teams.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Rejoice and
upper bigger schools.
Yeah,
build 2A programs, and
that will build you for your district.
Oh
when
yeah,
you get there too.
No, they'll be all right. They stay healthy. They'll be all right.
Yeah, I got Thomas win, Minko good game, Western Heights win, Watonga good game, at Christian Heritage, Stillwater JV, Hinton, and Crescent. So
Hinton's going to be tough for them, I think.
The Comets.
Yeah.
So anyway, that will be interesting there. So any other games, guys, real quick before we Crossings took down Hennessy 38-13.
Vertigus wins at Sperry 44-13. Did you just say that?
Okay, so those were last week's games. We have a bunch of games to get to.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, again, top 10 games. We'll have those, but there's so many more to talk to outside of that. So we're going to take a timeout, going to take a look at some of those, and we still got a whole lot more to go as we take our next time out here on the High School Huddle, presented by our good friends at Generations Church.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
Mm-hmm. We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Generations Church, title sponsor of the High School Huddle, along with our great sponsors. Appreciate them joining us once again here in the 2022 football season. Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. GenerationsGuthrie.com's the website. Location 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Coming up in our next segment, we will have our top 10 game projections, predictions, scores, all that good stuff. There are some games that didn't quite make the list, and this week was kind of hard. And looking at it like, man, these aren't top 10 games, but doesn't mean they don't belong in there. But there's some good talking points. Like I'll tell you, T-Fred, I don't know if you're still watching it. Like Bishop Kelly and Bishop McGinnis is in the top 10 that we'll pick.
It is in the top 10?
Yeah, but
that's going to be a rout.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
I know,
but it's a rivalry. It's a big game. Everybody looks at every year. I get all that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I get all that.
Yeah.
But
Battle of the Bishops.
But T-Fred could stay home. No reason to worry about that one.
What's that? They play for a stick. What's that word? Do you know how to say that word?
I do, but it's an Irish fighting stick.
Yeah, that's what they play for. Well, I mean, it's yeah.
Oh,
it says it right there in the production. It says in the production notes. So here are some of the games that didn't quite make it that will be interesting. How about Metro Christian taking on Poto?
Yeah, that's a good
the
game.
Pirates. I think I might still have them.
We're predicting that one here in a little bit.
Yep.
Are we?
Yes, we're predicting that one.
I don't want to give that anything away. Then
don't give anything away. You got Lawton Mack versus Lawton High.
You sent us this list.
Yeah.
Well, I must have deleted one.
Here, let's talk about Lawton Mack and Lawton High.
Out of my production notes. Okay, go ahead. I'm caught up now.
That's going to be a top game again. Mack's going to have athletes everywhere. We saw Lawton earlier this year, so I think that should be a pretty decent game. I don't know who's going to win, but
I do.
Who?
Oh, well, coming up.
Oh no, that's not a prediction.
Well, it's in my rankings.
Oh, okay. Won't give that away either.
Well, no, you can pick one right here.
Lawton.
Lawton High over Lawton Mack?
Yeah.
Oh, I got Mack.
Oh, I knew you would. So does Chris.
I got Mack as well. Yeah. Tahlequah at Wagner.
That's a good one.
Ooh, Wagner's a little upset right now.
Well, they're going to be angry.
Yeah.
Tahlequah 6A2 program taking on 4A Wagner.
But Wagner wins.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I'm going Wagner in that one too. Edmond Santa Fe 0-2.
I predicted that.
Made my preseason rankings, and I can tell you they're not there anymore. But they're on the road to Norman North. So Norman North with the rival victory over Norman. They're 1-0. So that will be you start to see who's who on the west side, and so that game I think will go a long way.
Yeah, Santa Fe is going to be 0-3.
Yeah, I think I would take Norman North as well. I think I would do that. Metro Christian Poto, that's coming up, right? That made my notes.
I got one for you.
Okay.
A Deer Creek Mustang.
Yeah.
No. That's our pick.
No, that's not one of our picks.
Yes, it is. It's our number 3 game that will be. Or number 7.
You guys got to do all this work and prepping for the show.
Here we go.
Send people these.
How about this game didn't make it?
Oh, okay.
6A2 Sand Springs, 6A1 Bixby.
My Sandites.
You know what? About that game, I got a little bit of notes on that one.
You know what?
You got Sand Springs.
Sandites might shock the world.
Look here. They had last week off. 2 weeks to prepare for Bixby.
They might shock the world.
Watch out, boys.
They might shock the world.
Watch out.
Streak could come in to 51.
You know, to be honest with you, I want to be somebody like Sand Springs.
Well, listen,
that would be awesome.
Not Jinx, not Union, Sand Springs.
Too boring.
It would be so cool.
Putnam City.
If
somebody.
I love it. Yeah, right. Putnam City West rolled into town. But it's going to, I bet you it's a team like that.
I think it's going to be like.
I know who you think. Chris is a big Union guy.
So you got the.
They don't play in the regular season.
Sand Springs, Bixby. You going to predict it?
Oh, Bixby's going to win.
Oh,
I just want it to be Sand Springs.
Sand Springs or Bixby snuck by last year, 58-14.
Yeah,
so.
I like Bixby's chances.
I tried. 2 weeks, man.
But listen, I wouldn't be mad.
Oh no,
I'd love to see me some Sandites knock in the streak. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah, I agree. It's not happening.
I agree. It's not happening.
Bixby, Sand Springs, Norman North, Southmore, Enid. Come on, Ian.
Let's go.
I'm not rooting for I could care less, but it's got to end sometime, so might as well try to pick
Well, it really doesn't. It really doesn't
have to end this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sand Springs, Norman North, Southmore, Enid, Broken Arrow, Westmore, Moore, Jinx.
Jinx is in my opinion, is the one on the schedule in the regular season.
So Bixby couldn't take that long trip to Moore, week 9, just fumble 2 or 3 times.
Yes, they could fumble, and they would still win.
Okay.
I mean, he's trying to build it up.
I don't know. This could be the year.
Okay.
Sand Springs.
You call it?
No.
Okay. So those are some of the games that I had didn't quite make the top 10. Those are coming up next. All right, let's move into our rankings this week.
Mine are perfect. I've never been more confident about my rankings than I have this week.
It's funny. I feel that way too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, down to class 2 to class A.
So when you do your rankings, do you do how they're playing right now or what you think will happen?
Both.
How they're doing right now.
I do both.
I do how they're doing right now. That's what it should be based on right now.
Well, no, there's no rules to this, Ronnie. You don't get to say that's how it should be.
Well, he just asked me. I just told you how I do it.
I asked a question.
Again, you're picking on me. It's been this way all day.
It was a question. Okay. So let's start with Class A rankings. Move our way up there.
Class A, you said?
Class A. That's
backwards?
That's good. Yeah.
Oh,
you missed 1 week of shows.
Yeah, I told me that I would have started them at the top.
Well, I start my
a lot of opportunity for
6A
mistakes
works
now.
way down here. All right. I got.
We're going to rotate.
Yeah. Do we do 1 through 5, or do we go 5, 5?
I think we can do 1 through 5 on the first few classes, probably just to.
Oh, so okay, no build up. All right.
All right. My number 5 team, Hominy, out of the rankings into number 5 this week with the impressive win over Cleveland. Hominy.
Hominy.
Yeah. Got him at number 5.
Okay.
I got Fairview, number 4. Fairview, number 4. Gore at number 3. They're going to cruise through the.
Yeah.
With Gore.
Yeah.
Sleepwalk through the regular season. We'll talk.
See what happens in the playoffs.
We'll talk to you in the playoffs. Yeah. Number 2. Tonkawa. I'm riding it. I'm still riding it. I thought the quarterback. I thought he was going to stay there. He goes back to Ponca City, but and I got Ringling number 1.
Yeah, mine. We're 1 through 4 were the exact same, Christopher.
Oh, really?
And,
okay.
and just so everybody knows, we do not do these together.
And you have Tonkawa number 2?
I do. I have Tonkawa number 2, which ought to scare you.
Yeah,
I have Hinton at 5.
The Comets?
I have Hinton at 5.
I'm there for a lot of concerts.
Hinton. Okay, we don't.
Exit 1.
So I got
I-40 West, exit 101.
Oh, boy.
I got Woodland number 5 still, same as last week. I had Woodland 5 there last week. Beat Commerce. I got Tonkawa number 4. I'm not a believer like you guys.
Well, you got a 4. You're kind of a believer.
Not 2 though.
But there's a
huge difference between 4 and 2. All right, big huge difference between 4 and 2.
There's 2 spots.
All right.
Yeah.
I got Fairview 3,
Okay.
Gore 2, and Ringling number 1.
Yeah.
I think 1 we all agree on.
Yeah.
Phil?
Yes, sir.
I'll let you go your class 2A.
Well, 2A, I've got I got a 5 spot. I got Preg. I'm giving a little love to Preg.
The fighting Rafe Watkins?
I'm giving a little love to the fighting Rafe Watkins. Rafe was a head coach here in our hometown of Guthrie, Oklahoma, won 4 state titles as a head coach here.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. He knows how to run a program. He's in his hometown. The new turf, they got all this cool stuff, a lot of energy over there.
So the new turf's giving them an advantage, you think?
I just think there's
Makes them faster.
just a lot of energy, right?
Yeah,
There's just a lot of energy over there. Was talking to Rocky Bigby, a good friend of ours, and Rocky's son lives over there, and he's helping coach one of the Little League programs. Rafe did the same thing in Prague that he did when he came to Guthrie. He got all the Little League programs together. There's a buzz about football in Prague right now.
Good.
So the Rafe Watkins factor, I got him at number 5. I've got Millwood at 4.
Oh.
Lose that close game to a very, very good Heritage Hall team last week.
I like that.
Got
I think
them at
Millwood's
4.
good.
I like that.
I got Rejoice Christian at 3. I got Washington at 2, and I have Beggs at 1.
What did Washington do?
What in the world is going on here?
Beggs was on number 1 from the first week.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes.
Beggs is good. Yeah.
Yes.
They're so athletic.
Yeah, they're good. They're real
You
good.
just worry about your own rankings.
Ooh.
All right, Ronnie, you're up. Class 2A rankings.
The Fighting Ryan Cottings.
I got Pawhuska number 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 2A, right? I got Vian, number 4. Rejoice Christian, 3.
Okay.
Beggs, the clear number 2, and the clear number 1 is Washington.
The clear
number 1 is the Washington Warriors.
I can tell you, Eufaula and Crossings are out of my top 5.
Yeah, they're out of mine as well.
Yeah. Number 5, Pahuska. They jump into the rankings for the first time for me. Rejoice Christian, number 4. Vian at number 3. Beggs, number 2. Washington,
I know
number 1.
you're smart.
Yeah.
We're on the same
wavelength. Remember that at the end of the year.
So
boys.
our A is the same. Our 2A is the same.
Yep.
Okay.
You went rogue on 2A.
Go ahead and lead off for 3A there, Ronnie boy.
3A, I got Chris had this team in his top 5, I think, all year. This is their first time in my top 5. Perkins will be in my number 5 spot.
Okay.
That was Phil.
I thought you had him in.
No.
Phil
put Perkins in there.
Then I got Metro Christian at 4, Verdigris 3, Heritage Hall at 2, and then of course Lincoln Christian at number 1 for me.
Yeah, Cassia Hall and Seminole out of the top 5 for me. Into the 3A rankings for me for the first time. Plainview at number 5, Metro Christian at number 4, Heritage Hall 3, Verdigris 2, and Lincoln Christian. The class of the class at number 1.
I made a last second change. I've got Metro Christian.
He's changed the rule.
I forgot about him. Metro Christian at 5.
What did you forget about?
Metro Christian.
Oh goodness.
I got Metro Christian at 5. Perkins Tryon at 4.
Okay.
Verdigris at 3. Heritage Hall 2. Lincoln Christian 1.
So we're all relatively
the same.
Pretty close there. Coming up in our next segment, we will have our predictions for the top 10. New graphics coming. Not ideal, but still pretty good. All right. Class 4A rankings, that would be me, correct? All right. Wagner. Boy, they dropped a few spots after that tough loss to Coweta 9-7. I have them at number 5.
Wow.
I fought with this one. I went back and forth. I really almost put Bethany in the top 5, but couldn't do it. I'm going to leave Clinton there despite getting beat pretty bad by McGinnis.
Oh, my God.
I still...
He's your brother.
So how do you do? You playing right now, or what do you think they're going to be?
So if Wagner goes in McGinnis, who wins that game?
Well, it depends.
Okay, if Cushing plays McGinnis, who wins that game? Well, if McGinnis plays Tuttle, good game.
Why are you yelling at us?
Oh, am I yelling?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, you guys came after me. You came after me a little bit.
You're a little angry. Chris doesn't like being wrong.
I can't fault Clinton for playing a good McGinnis team.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Man, they could have played the fight up a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cushing number 3. We're going to talk about them. They're in the top 10 games. Tuttle number 2. They got Noble this week. Number 1, I'm sticking with it. Poto, the Pirates.
All right. Let me give you the real top 5 in 4A. All right. Bethany is number 5. They are a top 5 team. They are ranked number 5.
Scratched them out.
Yep. Cushing will be number 4. I had Wagner 3 last week, and I got him 3 again this week because they lost to Coweta, which is a really, really good team. So, again, they were winning that entire game. Yeah. The defense is stellar. They did not move one spot for me because I think they deserved it because they played well. Total 2 and Poto 1 still for me.
Okay. I've got Bethany at 5.
You're smart. I knew it.
I got Wagner at 4. This is where it gets a little.
Fine, yeah.
This is where it gets a little different. This is where you guys are going to throw things at me. Poto at 3, Tuttle at 2, Cushing at 1.
I picked
high-powered offense.
That's all right. I picked in the Win State Championship, so I'm not mad at you.
High-powered offense. High-powered offense.
I picked in the Win State Championship.
If that's the case, then Iowa's looking really good for the national title.
You do got to score a little bit. You do got to score a little bit. All right. Phil,
I got 5A.
You lead off with 5A.
I think we should alternate on 5A and 6A, though.
Oh, okay. Chris, you want to change the game?
Yeah.
Phil got left out again.
All right. You go first with your number 5 team.
Number 5 in 5A, Carl Albert Titans.
Ooh.
Number 5. Carl Albert Titans, number 5.
Bringing them. You weren't here last week, so they've always been in your top 5, right? If you were here last week, would you put him in your top 5?
No.
Okay.
I would have dropped him last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, I would have dropped him.
Just the quarterback
like 6
out.
or 7, but I would have dropped him.
Yeah.
Oh, so here we go. So my number 5 team, again, I had Guthrie and Carl Robert out of my top 5 last week. One of them made their return this week, and it's Carl Robert. Carl Robert is number 5 on my rankings as well. Yeah. Impressive win after being down last week to Midwest State and then come back and really taking it to Midwest State. And again, if Carl Robert stays where they're at, find ways to win games. Once their quarterback gets back after his collarbone heals back up, they're going to be somebody. They're going to be somebody that they're going to have to mess with, right?
No doubt.
So the number 5 is always back and forth. You got the defending state champions, Collinsville. They won pretty easy. Carl Albert, Guthrie, Lott MacArthur.
They're all right there.
They're all right there.
All right there.
And I've had them all season long at number 5. I'm keeping the Guthrie Blue Jays at number 5. Guthrie Carver last year played to the very final second.
Yep.
If Guthrie and Carver played today, I would pick Guthrie to win. I think Guthrie is as good as they were last year. Carver doesn't have the quarterback right now. Don't hate me, but I'm picking Guthrie at my number 5 spot.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Blue Jays play Duncan this week at home. Homecoming for the Blue Jays.
Homecomer.
Should move to 3-0 pretty easy.
Yep.
And then they go on the road to Tuttle.
We're going to see something.
We'll see that.
Yeah, we'll see exactly where Guthrie is on game next week.
We will.
Right. Number 4.
Number 4 for me in 5A is Coweta. Number 4.
My number 4 team is, again, a lot of the bigger media in the city. They have these guys number 1. I have them number 4 because I don't know a whole lot about them yet. I got McAllister at number 4 right now.
I got McAllister number 4 as well.
Very good.
I got McAllister number 4.
Well, you guys are off just by 1. I have McAllister at number 3.
Okay.
So Queen is my number 3 right now.
Queen is my number 3.
Again, and you'll know why. And you'll know why they didn't move up in my top 2 because obviously Quita got a big win against Carl Albert, huge win last week against Wagner.
Yeah.
So I mean they're
legit.
They're legit, really good.
The whole reason I went with McAllister is a young man. I'm still trying to get the adoption paperwork through. I think he's the best, obviously the best player in 5A. I'm talking about McCarty.
Yep.
And I think he has an argument being the best player in the state. So I'm going best player on the team. So that's why I've had him just a little bit over.
Their quarterback last week had a good game as well, and the wide receiver had a couple touchdowns as well. So McAllister seems to be playing well. But again, I don't know a whole lot about him just yet. I just know McCarty's really, really good.
Really good.
New quarterback, new receivers.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then we all agree McGinnis 2 and Del City 1.
Del City, yeah. Other than 6A1, Del City's the best team in any class.
Yeah.
Del City's got a couple of D1 guys.
Yes.
And they would have 3.
Yeah, they would have 3.
Sure would have.
They got Kansas State and Oklahoma State commits.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so those are the 5A rankings. We'll move real quickly here to 6A2 rankings. Ronnie gets to go first.
All right.
So they're my state championship prediction, and I'm not too sure anymore. But Booker T is my number 5 team right now.
That's my number 5 team as well. 0-2 on the year.
0-2 on the year.
Lawton, number 5.
Lawton High.
Yep.
Well, no, why don't you pick on?
So you impressed them? You were impressed by them in the scrimmage because you got to see
we got to see them in the scrimmage. That quarterback can throw the ball, and they're very athletic. I mean, I just and they're due. They're just due.
Duncan. Big plays against
Big plays, but for me, it's that
Duncan lost their quarterback though.
Correct.
Yeah,
Duncan's got a freshman quarterback.
Got a freshman quarterback coming in.
But that quarterback has a legit arm. He's a legit arm talent kid. So Lawton 5 for me.
And we both have Booker T. Number 4?
I got Sand Springs number 4. Taking on Bixby this week.
Not bad.
Sand Springs.
I got Choctaw number 4.
I got Choctaw 4 as well.
I got Sand Springs 3.
I got Sand Springs 3.
I moved Choctaw up to 3.
Okay.
I got my number 2 team is Deer Creek.
As mine
is.
Okay, number 1
Stillwater.
Yep. All right. Yep. All right. We'll move over to 6A1. Edmond Santa Fe out of my top 5. For the first time in my top 5, the Moore Lions.
That's who I have number 5 as well. Moore Lions. Good wins over Edmond North and Edmond Memorial. And again, their matchup this week, which we'll get into, is against Mustang. And Mustang has played the same exact 2 teams that Moore has. So, yeah.
I've got Moore as well at number 5.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
My number 4 team is the Mustang Broncos.
Mine too.
Well, we all agreed up until now. All right. Oh, my number 3 team in 6A1 is the Bixby Spartans.
Oh, he's so dumb.
He's so stupid.
Number 3.
So
50-0 in the last 50 games.
51.
51.
6A1. We'll see. We'll see.
7A1, and they're still the best
Bixby
team.
number 3.
I got Jinx at number 3.
Jinx is my number 3 as well.
I got 25.
And I have never been more confident about my rankings in 6A1 than I am this week.
Jinx 2-time defending state champions. They lost 25 starters. Wait until they all come back, and they're winning. They're winning with one starting offensive line.
All the players went to their rivals.
Exactly.
So why would I pick the rival higher in
The running game. More so to go for Jinx.
Jaden Carroll's suspended this week too.
Yep.
Against a very big game against Union, so he won't be playing.
So who's your number? You guys got Jinx. Okay.
Jinx, yeah.
My number 2 team, Union Redhawks.
I have Union too as well.
Doesn't necessarily mean they might be next week. But
Yeah. But this week I've got them number 2.
Bixby is my number 2 team in the state.
Oh, sorry.
I picked him to win state, Phil.
If I couldn't have Jinx number 1, I would have Union number 1.
I have Union number 1. Union is my number 1 team in 6A.
You haven't lost in 51 consecutive ball games. You're going to be my number 1 until somebody beats you. I don't care if they moved up because they beat Union and Jinx.
It's a different year, Phil.
Then I can say that about Jinx. I can say that.
You just said that about Jinx. Why can't you say that about Bixby now? Because Big Jinx lost all their players they talk about. It's a new team.
Jinx won 2 in a row, state championship.
So if you got a team that's won 51 games in a row, you're going to sit there and argue with me about that.
No, I picked to win state, Phil. I'm just telling you right now. This one, I told you
why.
Because I think Union is the better team right now. Union's playing the best.
But why?
You see the teams they played? They're whooping them right now.
Who did they play?
Who they beat Broken Arrow last week.
What's Broken Arrow doing right
killed
now?
them.
What's
Broken Arrow was in your top 5 in the last week.
No, they weren't.
Or in the first week.
No, they weren't.
You had Broken Arrow in your top 5.
I did not have Broken Arrow in my top 5.
Well, then you ain't very smart, Phil.
Unions beat Westmore 57-10 and Broken Arrow 28-7.
I respect you guys, but not tonight. Not right now.
I would if I couldn't have Jinx my number 1 because Jinx is overcoming all the odds right now. My little bitty Jinx.
Yep.
I mean, they're just the little baby they could. They just keep on moving.
Nathan said we need to kick you off your show.
Well, Nate, hear me now, believe me later.
Cousin Nate has spoken. What was that wrestling move?
The breath taker.
The breath taker.
So those are our top 5 rankings. So I have Jinx number 1. You have Bixby number 1. And Union number 1.
It's good that we don't agree. It's good.
Yeah, it's boring.
Even though you guys are wrong.
It's boring. We all the same one.
Y'all picked Union to win the state championship, and Jinx put another one.
I picked Bixby.
I picked Bixby.
Well, I meant last year.
No.
I didn't pick Union to win the state title last year.
You picked Owasso.
Oh. No, I didn't.
He has a bad memory.
No, I didn't. Yes, I do. But I remember. No, I remember things about football. I do.
All right. We're going to take our final timeout. When we come back, top 10 games of the week.
Football.
I played.
I played. Junior high.
Yeah, 7th grade.
What happened?
I was on kick return team.
I was concentrating on basketball.
Oh, other sports, yeah.
Basketball. Yeah.
Had a golden arm back then. Couldn't hurt it.
Final timeout. This is the High School Huddle presented by Good Friends Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Hey, you in the 3rd row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Final segment here on the High School Huddle, along with Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. Our title sponsor, Generations Church. Appreciate them again. Appreciate all of our great sponsors to allow us to have this High School Huddle each and every Wednesday night. Do me a favor. Let your friends share, retweet, all that good stuff. Second Banana Media on YouTube, and then on Twitter, be sure and find us at the High School Huddle. Also on Facebook, the High School Huddle. Look us, appreciate that, and like us, and find our show every Wednesday night, 6 o'clock-ish. I had some internet issues at the beginning, but we always appreciate our loyal fans out there. Really like some new people out there as well. Like to have a lot of fun on this here, and it's not a score show. It's there wasn't a whole lot really notes to talk about.
There really wasn't.
But we like to get into topics.
Yeah.
That's the fun part about that.
We need a couple people to screw up. That's what we need. Give us some topics.
Yeah. Well, there could be good things too, Phil.
Yeah, it's boring.
Oh,
okay. About that.
All right.
Feel good stuff.
It is projection time here on the High School Huddle as we take a look at 10 games, and not necessarily the top 10 games, but interesting games here. And I didn't know we were supposed to do scores, so I did my scores in the break. So this is a true, when I say the score, this is a true heart feeling. I didn't have time to really think about it, so this is
what he wants it to be.
He's hedging the heck out of this right now.
This is what I think happens. So, all right, ready? Here
we go.
New graphic?
Yeah, let's see it. I put a lot of time into this.
Oh, take the lower third off.
I didn't set up that.
Took me 4.5 hours to put this together. What are you doing?
It'll be a little bit different. I was going to see all these stadium lights. That's really helping us a lot with our lighting here. We appreciate the stadium lights.
Oh, we're off. You two need to change seats. Oh, never mind. You're right. It's my eyes. I apologize.
Just ignore him. Audience. Here we go. It's prediction time.
Chris.
All right. The first game that we're going to take a look at is the Noble Bears. They've already taken down a 4A ball club in Blanchard last week, 34-27. They're on the road at the Tuttle Tigers, 1-0 on the year. Noble's late interception secured that win for them. And now it's the Tuttle Tigers and the Noble Bears. Tuttle coming off a 25 win over Cache.
Yeah.
Let me go first. I'll go first.
Go ahead,
I know people who coach on both sides, and I reached out to them today, and so I got an idea who's going to win.
Okay.
Noble head coach Greg George is a great guy, good guy over there. But I got Tuttle winning 24-10 against Noble.
24-10.
24-10.
24-10. Okay. Well, I have no inside information whatsoever, but I do have my gut.
Yeah.
Boy, there's a lot of it there, Ronnie, and I got Tuttle winning as well. I got it closer than that, 28-27.
Ooh, you got a nail biter there. And I think we'll learn a lot about both schools as well in this game.
Yeah, we will.
And I love this matchup.
I think it's great.
I love this matchup.
Yeah, good
really
matchup.
do. So how many points do you have Noble scoring?
27 is what I have him scoring.
I have him scoring 10 points.
Okay.
Chris got him at single digits.
Yeah. I think Tuttle wins this one 20-7.
Yeah.
Noble can throw the ball, and Tuttle hasn't seen it.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Tuttle's run defense is spectacular every year.
Well,
what I'm betting on is that they don't see as many throwing teams.
Yes.
and that Noble, who likes to throw the ball around, that'll give Tuttle some problems.
But if Tuttle's not throwing it like they did last week, then they can be in some trouble.
Yeah.
Well, we saw, I mean, again.
They're going to throw it 40, 50 times?
Oh, no
Tuttle's
doubt.
defense is good, but again, we saw them in the state championship game last year. They gave up a lot of yards on the ground and got dumped by Clinton.
Which was very unusual.
Very unusual,
Very
but yeah,
unusual.
I think it'd be good early, but I think Tuttle easily wins that game when it comes down to it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we all three got Tuttle on that one. We'll move to our next game. It will feature Class 4A Cushing on the road to Perkins. Class 3A program there. Both teams 1-0 on the year. Cushing 63 points in the victory over Bristow. Of course, you talked about earlier the quarterback and Blaze Borlowitz and the receiver Camden Crooks. His grandparents taught in Guthrie Public Schools for a long, long time. But Perkins has a talented offense, and but Cushing's pretty talented as well offensively.
Yep, we got a Perkins and Cushing just separated by a few miles there. Mm-hmm. I got Cushing in this game. I got Cushing winning 28-21.
You know, I've got Cushing winning as well. You know, of course, Cushing's my number 1 ranked team this week in 4A, and I have Perkins at 4 in 3A. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. I've got Cushing winning 45-42.
Okay.
45-42. Yep. I have
be a long game.
Yeah, I have Cushing winning as well. What was your score one more time?
45-42.
Oh, I think I got Cushing winning 45-14.
Yeah.
45-14.
So you've never really liked Perkins, though.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I love Perkins.
You just made up the score. So
yeah,
I got you.
The Demons. Yeah. Coach Workman, all that good stuff. So all three of us going with the Cushing Tigers in that one. Move over to game number 8. Or third game we'll take a look at, Metro Christian and Poto. Poto took down Bishop Kelly 24-6 last week. Bishop Kelly is struggling in the early part of this football season. Kirk Francis, Metro Christian quarterback, threw for nearly 3,000 yards last year. Poto's got the running game with Dax Collins over 1,300 yards a year ago. What is your flavor for Metro Christian and Poto?
You know, you talked about Poto beating Bishop Kelly. When we saw them, I didn't think Bishop Kelly looked too bad. Obviously, they struggled in the beginning, but they looked pretty decent, I thought, in that scrimmage. So I got Poto win this game 31-17.
I apologize to my Poto folks. The graphics not in there. I'll have to fix that.
Oh boy!
Yeah, I thought I had every school in there. Make that note. Add Poto. Add your number 1 team to the school logo list.
Where's Aaron at?
One job.
Poto. I have Poto winning score. Poto. Oh, close one. 21-14.
21-14. I have Poto winning as well, but I have it being close. But I have a lot more points. 42-35.
So you're expecting big games this week.
I am.
Lots of points this week.
All of us picked all the same teams so far.
So far. Sickening.
That's not changing.
It's not going to change on this one either.
Not changing on this one either. I'll go ahead and get the graphics ready. Del City's really good. Midwest City's still trying to find their way.
Yeah, I got Del City 59-28.
I got Del City 38-17.
Okay, you're a little fast for the graphic guy.
Oh.
And no drama there.
No. Again, we talked about Del City being number 1 ranked team in any category except for 6A1. Right. So
D'Angelo Irving, he's a good, talented quarterback. But the defense is really, really good. We mentioned the Kansas State and Oklahoma State guys there. Canangelo Thomas and Jaden Foreman.
And 5'6" quarterback, Del City, Godwin there.
What were your scores again?
59-28.
38-17.
I got 45-17. So we're about in the same boat there. So, all right, the Fighting T-Freds. It is the battle of the Bishops, Bishop Kelly and Bishop McGinnis. They will fight for the Irish stick. McGinnis won last year 49-6. Kelly 35-21 2020. It's a rival close game, except for the last couple seasons. It's been all McGinnis.
Yeah, no, this won't be close either. Bishop McGinnis is going to win this game pretty handily, 48-14.
I've got McGinnis as well, 52-14.
Guys are quick on me. You guys are supposed to have a deep analysis there. My McGinnis score is
not a lot to talk about.
Yeah, 49-14.
Yeah.
49-14.
Yeah.
All right. So we haven't disagreed yet.
Which makes me a little sick to my tummy.
I was trying to pick. Okay. All right. So the next game.
Oh, here's the team you guys both love to hate.
Oh, Here we go. It is the Class 2A Beggs taking on the 3A Rejoice Christian. Beggs 1-0, Rejoice Christian 2-0. It's a rematch of last year's 74-48 victory for Beggs. Reed Martell, 224 yards and 4 touchdowns last year against Rejoice. The Rejoice quarterback, Chance Wilson, 457 yards, 6 touchdowns in that game. 6 catches, 143 yards for Jay Miller for Rejoice. So, Rejoice has opened the season with road wins over defending Class A champion Cashion and Cassia Hall. Yep. How good is this game going to be?
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really good game. I have Beggs ranked higher. Rejoice Christian is 2-0, though. Like you said, beat Cashion and Cassia Hall, who was in my top 5 last week. But I do have Beggs winning this game. I got Beggs winning this one 24-21.
24-21.
24-21. I'll go ahead and get my score here, Phil, so you can give us some deep analysis here.
Okay.
I got Beggs winning this one 33-31.
Okay.
Close one. Beggs 33-31.
I think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of the best games in the state. And I've also got Beggs winning. I've got them winning 35-28.
Beggs all across. Come on. There it is.
There it is.
There it is. All right. So
Man,
we have not
fun.
disagreed yet.
There's surely going to be one in here.
You pick better games next week.
Yeah.
Well, I tried. I mean, the games are what they are.
I know. Yeah.
All right. This one. Okay, here we go. We'll try to get one. Our next game, Lincoln Christian at Vian. Lincoln Christian 2-0, Vian 1-1. Who's making the schedule for Vian over there?
No kidding, right?
They don't like themselves.
But 3 consecutive state finals for Lincoln Christian. They put a lot of points. They win a lot of games. Vian opened up with a loss to Washington, number 1 ranked Washington, in my poll anyway. Yep. And then took down Eufaula. And now they're taking on Lincoln Christian, the toughest opponent yet.
Yeah. I got Lincoln Christian win this game 45-21. I just think Lincoln Christian is really, really talented right now. And Vian, again, their tough schedule will help them in this game early, but I think Lincoln Christian will end up pulling it out.
I've got Lincoln Christian winning as well. I think it's going to be a close ball game.
Okay.
I've got 38-35.
I hope it's that. I hope it is that. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I have Lincoln Christian as well, and I have a score of 49-24.
Okay.
So I think Lincoln Christian puts a lot of points on and wins easily there. Cool mascot, cool uniforms.
Cool everything.
Yeah, I mean, that is...
They can run some cross-country, too. I was at cross-country meets this last week, and they have some runners over there.
Know how to read financial statements. They're really talented.
Third game from the top. Maybe something here. We'll see.
Maybe.
It is the Deer Creek Antlers 2-0 on the road. Mustang Broncos. Deer Creek, of course, state championship game a year ago. Got a great quarterback. We talked about him throughout the year. Mustang's got Jacoby Johnson, the OU commit. Yeah, Deer Creek looking to go 3-0. Mustang looking to stay undefeated as well. Somebody's losing their first game of the year.
So, yeah, you got, again, these two teams played the same exact teams in the first 2 weeks, just this obviously opposite weeks. Both won pretty handily. So, if you look at the scores, you can say, okay, Deer Creek beat North by this much and Mustang only beat by this much, or you can do that. But none of that really matters when it comes down to the ball game, right? So I looked at you got a sophomore quarterback there at Deer Creek who's going to be really, really good.
Really good.
He's already good.
Oh, but he's going to be really, really good. He's real good now, but he's going to be really, really good.
Division I kind of kid.
Yeah, he's going to be really, really good when the time comes. But I do have Mustang winning this game 42-35 in a real good close shootout game.
Wow.
Largest school in the state.
Yeah. Second largest, aren't they?
Mustang, they are the third largest.
Third largest.
Yeah. I've got Mustang winning this as well, Christopher.
You got me.
35-28. 35-28.
35-28.
Yep.
I'm not sure why our graphics are slow. Oh, there they are. Oh, did Chris pick Deer Creek? Sure did. We finally disagree. I got Deer Creek winning 38-24.
Oh.
38-24.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah. The Deer Creek offense.
Points.
Yes.
Explain.
On the road. I like the quarterback.
Yeah.
I like the quarterback.
So you're basing it all on him?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they got a really
he's good.
6'8", 6'1".
And they've got a really good O coordinator over there.
Yeah.
We got Jake Well, and he's a good offensive coordinator. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I've got him 35-28.
Yeah,
so, I mean, it's one of those.
It's
games,
a coin flip to me.
Yeah, it really is.
And I wrote down my victors before. We don't share notes or anything.
That's right. We don't.
Deer Creek's playing really good too.
Yeah.
Mustang though, we'll see. Phil's looking at your notes.
No, I can't even.
He's been looking at him all night.
I can't even see that.
Oh, but you thought you could read the screen up there earlier,
and I couldn't. That's the whole point. I was wrong about that too.
All right, we got a couple games up in the Tulsa area that we'll finish it up with here. The Owasso Rams, sponsored by Phil Nichols, trying to find their first victory of the year. They are 0-2. It's kind of an ugly 0-2 as well. But trying to get the first victory against Broken Arrow, who is 0-2, and they call it the Folds of Honor Patriot Bowl.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. I like the Blankenship Bowl.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
I like Blankenship Bowl.
Father-son
there. Tigers avenged a 42-3 loss in Owasso in the Patriot Bowl. Bill Blankenship, the coach for Owasso, Josh, the head coach for his son, the head coach at Broken Arrow. Owasso tries, get this, appreciate I think it was Barry Lewis. Owasso tries to avoid its first 0-3 start since 2018. Broken Arrow has been 0-3 since 2017. Something's got to give.
Yeah, something's going to give.
Yeah, I call this the defeated bowl. Neither team have won, so both teams are looking for their first victory of the year. I think it's going to be sloppy. Like I said, it was their first two games weren't very pretty to watch, but I coin flipped. I got Owasso winning this game 34-21. 31-24, Owasso.
Okay. I've got Owasso as well, the Rams, winning 21-17.
Yeah, that's probably a good one.
My notes say that Broken Arrow will win 17-10.
He's just trying to be different.
It was down before.
We always knew where this mark.
Broken Arrow 17-10. Owasso, I don't know what's going on. All right.
Well, they lost their stud, Alabama commit.
Yeah, that hurts.
That doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
Cole
Adams.
Yeah. And honestly, their quarterback play is not very good. I mean, the kid that
Willingham.
Yeah. I mean, listen, he's obviously a good football player. He wouldn't be starting for Owasso.
Yeah, they're just trying to figure it all out.
When you're comparing stuff,
Right.
All right, so the game of the week, the Backyard Bowl. Number 3 in some people's polls. Number 2 in some people's.
Number 3 versus
number 3
1.
for some.
3v1
number 1 for some.
It's 3 versus 1.
3 versus 1 for me.
However you look at it. Yeah, however you look at it, it's 3 versus 1.
Right.
And for me, it's Jinx number 3 versus number 1 Union.
Yeah.
Well, it's a rematch of Jinx' 30-15 win last year in the state championship game, a game that we called on the NFHS network. Union's got a quarterback named Shaker Reisig.
I've heard of him.
I thought that was the Jinx quarterback. No.
Well, it was.
We kind of talked about how you switch from your one team to your rival. We never think about it. Yeah,
whatever you want.
So, when you guys looked at this, you factor in. Well, the other part of it, we don't know if Jinx is going to be out there. Remember, they had 9 starters out against Owasso and still able to win. I don't know. I don't know if 4 of them are coming back, 5 of them are coming back, 8 of them are coming back.
That was a 14-7 win last week, right?
Yeah, and we do know Jaden Carroll's not playing. One of the talent. Now they still got Jalen, the other running back, to help him out with the running game. But do you factor in? Does Jinx have a little bit of a?
Absolutely, you have to factor it in. Yeah. We don't know if
they want to absolutely destroy him.
Yeah. Now whether they can or not, we don't know.
Right.
But
this is the game that we talked about in our very first huddle early in late spring, early summer about because that was our first high school huddle show of the years when Shaker decided to go to his rival. Right? I mean,
the day after practicing and doing interviews with Jinx.
Yes, I mean that storyline is so good. Mm-hmm. As a defensive player on Jinx, you are so excited to play this game this week. And likewise for Shaker, he's excited to play too because for whatever reasons that he left, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure that he's going to be very excited to play against these guys. But as a defensive guy at Jinx, you have got to be talking about this all week long.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's text messages going back and forth between the two. Both guys. I'm sure they still talk like me.
Oh, sure.
So but I cannot wait for this game.
These teams have combined to win 21 consecutive state championships. Starting back in 1996, 2016. At least one of them has reached the state final for 26 consecutive years.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Bixby.
It's
And
ridiculous.
we'll see what Bixby. I mean, okay.
Yeah. They beat Jinx last year. Bixby did.
Sure did.
Yeah, that's right. wait till Jinx is healthy. Jinx has won in this series. Jinx won 22-0 in the regular season and leads this bowl series 11-7. And has 12 wins in the past 16 overall meetings. So there's your series notes. There's a lot of storylines. Once they kick off, all that goes out.
Yeah, it does.
It goes out. But it's still.
And we're probably making a bigger deal about this. For all we know, none of the kids.
I don't know. This is a big deal. This is a big deal.
Tulsa, they're big on the Tulsa.
I'm talking about the kids. I'm just saying the kids themselves that are going to be on the field. I doubt if they're as angry as some of the adults in the world are about everything that transpired.
I think they're more angry than we are. I mean, I'm not angry at all, but I think again, I don't know how it happened or why it happened, but if you're a Jinx defensive player or Jinx Trojan in general, if you got blindsided by this, which it seems like everybody did because he's doing an interview on Wednesday and he's in union uniform on Thursday, you have got to take that into consideration. Again, the question comes down to, for me, is who can gain their composure the fastest, right? Because emotions will be running high in this game. The very start of the kickoff. Who can calm themselves down and get back to union football, get back to Jinx football? Who can do that first and who can do that more often is going to be the outcome of this game. And for me, all things considered, going on with Jukes, with Jinx, Jaden Carroll out, I have Union win this game by over 2 scores. I have Jinx Union win this game 27-14.
27-14 rival game. The Red Hawks. The Red Hawks. It's
the number 1 team in the state.
It is the in the big stadium too. So
number 2 team.
All right. So the graphic is slow. It'll be there in a second for Ronnie, but he has Union. Phil.
Well,
that's a lock it too for this week. That's a lock pick. That's a lock pick for me.
Number 1. Locking it down.
Union.
Locking it down.
Union will win this game.
Locking it down. What did you say your score was?
27-14.
You're wrong.
Oh, okay.
You're wrong. Union's going to win 28-14. Yeah, I do. I have Union winning 28-14.
Yeah.
Well, both of you are wrong.
Oh, look out.
Imagine that.
Where's my graphic?
I got Union winning 38-21.
Oh, hey, you've been hyping up Jinx all day long, and you got Union winning?
I think you're hyping them up for when the guys get back. Right?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
What have you done?
What did you say the score's going to be?
38-21.
He's got him.
You got a whooping coming on.
Dog walking him a little bit.
I don't know the injuries. I don't know who's, and I don't know why the graphic.
Now, were these all starters?
9 starters for the 5 on the offensive line.
That is crazy.
52-14. Change my score.
Are they coming back or not? So, and I don't know why the graphic's not popping up there, but anyway. That is those games.
Man, I wish we can get to that game. That'd be so fun.
Okay. Hey, before we start, I got an on-air production meeting here.
Oh.
So when we do our rankings, we have our rankings. So should we have our own top 10 rankings and then add them up and have a high school huddle rankings?
Oh, that'd be kind of fun. You guys are going to bring us down, but that's still be kind of fun.
Well, we can put first place votes to the side. And
okay.
So total points.
Yeah.
Well,
I like that.
What about
others receiving votes?
What about getting some of the coaches that watch our show to put their top 10? Is that just too much, or should it just be us 3?
Well, then you're going to have coaches picking 2A1 because they don't like 2A2.
You're right. Okay, you're
coaches
right.
are grumpy.
Sorry,
this time
coaches.
Of year.
Yeah.
No good for coaches. 3 only. Gotcha.
Coaches are grumpy this time of year. Some of them are grumpy all the time.
Something to think about anyway. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Not a bad idea.
That does it. Week 2, we got one more. Well, a lot of people are going to be done with non-district games this week, but some schools still have one more non-district game after this week. So
I had a couple of people ask if we were going to give a score for our hometown game. It's homecoming. We talked about that.
Oh.
We got some Guthrie folks watching. You guys want to do that real quick?
Yeah, we can do that real quick. Ronnie, is Coach Oliver still watching?
Yeah. Yes, Coach
Oliver turned it off.
Coach Oliver is winning. Is watching.
Well, Ronnie, we'll let you start.
Here goes all the print out the thing and put them in all the Duncan locker rooms.
Go ahead.
So
here it comes.
So go ahead. Coach Oliver kind of said something like similar to this last week. Go ahead and put the hay in the barn. Guthrie's going to win this game pretty big, 54-7 maybe. They might score. I don't know. I don't think they will.
Talking about this week?
Guthrie, yeah. Guthrie's going to beat Duncan pretty good.
Yeah. What do you got, Chris?
I'm hoping for a safe trip for Duncan.
There we go.
To and from.
Absolutely. Number one.
State champions.
Good meal.
State championships.
Poster board material.
Oh, yeah. No.
Grant Oliver said it right there.
Yeah. Duncan state championship baseball team. A lot of those baseball players are football players.
Yeah. Good athletes.
So
don't get them hurt, Coach Oliver, please.
So they got the winning attitude. I really like that. They struggled against Lawton, lost their quarterback.
Yep.
Lawton hit, as we talked about, Lawton very, very athletic.
Yeah.
And it was big plays for Lawton that really separated them from that. Guthrie has had the upper edge in this series over the last couple of years, even when Duncan had
very diplomatic right now. Good job.
When Duncan had one of their better seasons a couple of years ago, Guthrie went into Duncan
that was a good game.
and won that playoff game, first round playoff game, in a very last second field goal. So
best call I ever heard. Didn't
Guthrie wins, but I don't need a score.
So again, just so everybody knows, these are just our predictions.
Because if I pick Guthrie, then I'm a homer. If I pick against them, then Guthrie.
Well, they're in your top 5. You know they're going to win. So again, talking to head coach Kelly Beebe after last week's game, by no means is Guthrie taking this lightly whatsoever. They are very serious. They've been practicing hard all week as it is.
More so because it's homecoming.
More so because it's homecoming, because there's a lot of distractions going on. But again, Guthrie, this is just me being silly and having fun with some of the guys.
Thanks for your picks, guys.
Yeah. Who you got?
Oh, I'm not picking.
No.
I'm staying so far away from this. Makes your head. No, I think Guthrie will win. I think most people do. Yeah, and I think it'll be like a 35-ish to I think Duncan. Listen, they got a young freshman coming in. He's obviously an athletic kid. He's a freshman, but we've seen freshmen come through Guthrie that were big time performers too, right? And I know this about Duncan. I know the coaching staff will have them ready to play.
Yeah, no doubt.
They're going to play hard.
JT Cobble, coach over there.
I've never seen a Duncan team not play hard, and I've never seen a Duncan team quit. So I expect Duncan kids come in and compete and play very, very hard. A lot of respect for Coach Cobble, the staff, and the community. But I think Guthrie will win that, 35-7, 35-14 is what I think.
Andy, the writer very good writer for the Duncan Banner. No bulletin board stuff from us. Don't be putting us in the Duncan Banner and all that good stuff. So,
but I think the thing I'm looking forward to as far as all the games in week 2 is that we're going to find out a lot about different teams this week, which is good.
Noble Tuttle, I will.
Yes,
I'm very interested. In
that's going to be very interesting
because Guthrie does play Tuttle next week.
And we'll learn a lot about Guthrie. See, Guthrie for me is sitting at 6 right now. They're right outside the top 5 for me.
Yeah, I was trying to say. I think I know what's wrong with that graphic. All right, we got to get out of here. A little overtime tonight, but best of luck to your team. Even if you're a Duncan Demon fan, best of luck to your team as you root on your ball club. That'll do it for week 2 of the high school football. Yes, it's week 2, although it's the 3rd game. It's a little very confusing.
That's
week
people,
0.
That's people calling us out.
Well, so it's very confusing. I can't wait till we get like week 4 or 5 and kind of evens everything out. But it is very, very confusing. So that'll do it. Big thank you to all of our great sponsors. Of course, our title sponsor this year, Generations Church, generationsguthrie.com. Find them on Facebook. 2524 West Noble is the physical address in Guthrie. Phone number 405-282-6848. You think they got an answer machine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I hope so. Those are cool.
Color ID box to the side.
Cool. You have 21 missed calls.
Yeah. That'll do it here on the High School Huddle. For Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans. Talk to you next week.